Stop it. Stop replaying it in your head. What's done is done. You can't undo it. You can't rewrite it. And you sure as hell can't fix it by sitting here drowning in self-pity. Every tear you've cried over what went wrong, every second you've wasted wishing things had been different, none of that changes a thing. All it does is make you weaker. Do you think the world will stop for your pain? It won't. It doesn't care. Time keeps moving, dragging you with it whether you like it or not. So what are you going to do? Sit here and let the weight of what you can't control crush you? Or are you going to get up and move forward? Regret is like a chain. It wraps around your neck and tightens every time you look back. And you're letting it choke you. Why? Because you're scared. Scared of what's next. Scared that no matter what you do, everything will fall apart again. News flash, fear doesn't stop bad things from happening. It just stops you from doing anything at all. It traps you in your own mind. You think you're the only one carrying pain. Look around. Everyone has scars. Some you can see, some you can't. But they're there. The difference between you and them? They've learned to carry theirs. They don't let their scars define them. They don't sit in the dark waiting for someone to pull them out. They claw their way out, even if it tears them apart. That's what you need to do. Stop crying over what you can't change. Stop fueling the fire that's burning you alive. Do you know what happens when you feed a fire? It grows. It spreads. It destroys everything in its way. And you're letting that fire consume you. Stop. Let it burn itself out. Let it die. You want the truth. The hard, cold truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to pick you up, dust you off, and tell you it's going to be okay. That's your job. You're the one who has to stand, even when your legs are shaking. You're the one who has to take the first step, even when it feels like the ground is crumbling beneath you. Pain doesn't just disappear because you want it to. It's part of you now. It's in your blood, in your bones. But you get to decide what to do with it. You can let it break you, or you can use it. Turn it into fuel. Let it push you forward. Let it remind you of what you survived, not what you lost. They left. Fine. They hurt you. Fine. Life knocked you down. Fine. You're still here. You're still breathing. And that's all you need. Breath in your lungs. A heartbeat in your chest. And the will to fight, a prisoner of disappointment. Life isn't a gift shop where you get what you want just because you think you deserve it. You have to fight for it, take it, and even then, sometimes you still lose. That's just how life works. But losing isn't the end, giving up is. You will fall, again and again. That's part of the process. You hit the ground, but you get up, shake off the dust, and keep going. Falling doesn't make you a failure, staying down does. And I know you've been on the ground long enough. Maybe it feels like you've made a home there. But that's not where you belong. Get up. Stop waiting for permission to start over. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to move on. It's your life, own it. The world won't stop spinning just because you need time to sort things out. It moves forward, and the real question is, will you move with it? Or will you stay frozen while everything else moves past you? Deep down, you already know the answer. You know no one is coming to rescue you. If you want a different life, you have to fight for it. So why haven't you started? Why are you still stuck in regret, anger, and fear? None of that will get you where you need to be. Pain is a teacher, and though it's cruel, it never lies. It strips you down and forces you to see yourself as you really are. So what do you see? Someone strong, capable. Or someone who's already given up? If it's the latter, change it. Not tomorrow. Not later. Right now. Every second wasted is a second you'll never get back. Time doesn't slow down because you're hurting, it keeps moving, and if you don't start now, you'll be left behind. Hesitating? Why are you letting fear and regret keep you trapped? You are stronger than this. You've survived before, you've been through hell and made it out. So what makes this any different? This is the moment where you decide, will you let this break you, or will you rise? No one else can make that choice for you. It's yours alone. And it's the most important decision you'll ever make, so choose wisely. Choose strength. Choose growth. Choose to stop mourning what you can't change and start fighting for what you can. The fight won't be easy, it never is. Don't lie to yourself and pretend the road ahead will be smooth. It won't. It will test you, break you, push you past limits you didn't think you had. But that's how you grow. That's how you become who you're meant to be, not by avoiding pain, but by facing it head on. Stop waiting for fairness. Stop questioning why this happened to you, why you had to suffer, why things didn't go as planned. Fairness is a lie, a myth to keep people complacent. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't hand out justice or mercy, it just is. And if you sit around waiting for life to be fair, you'll be waiting forever. You have to take what you want. No one will give it to you. No one will notice you just standing there, hoping, wishing, dreaming. The world rewards action, not intention. You can have all the plans, all the ideas, all the dreams, but if you don't take that first step, they die where they started, in your head. It's time to let go of the past. Stop romanticizing what could have been. The future is what matters now, and it's in your hands. But only if you stop letting yesterday's weight drag you down. Look at your hands, they're empty. That's the point. They're empty so they can be filled with something new. But they can't hold on to what's next if they're still clinging to the broken pieces of what's gone. Think about it. Think about all the energy you've wasted crying over what you can't change. All that effort, all that time, you could have been building something new, moving forward. But instead, you've been sitting in the ashes, waiting for a miracle to fix everything. There are no miracles. There's only effort. There's only the fight, so fight. Fight for what's ahead, not for what's lost. Because what's lost is gone, gone. It's over. No amount of wishing, no amount of regret will bring it back, so why are you still here, trapped in a past that no longer exists? Why are you letting pain and fear keep you locked in place? You've already survived the worst, so what's stopping you from moving forward now? The choice is yours. Let this break you, or rise from it. No one else can decide for you. This is your moment, and it's the most important decision you'll ever make. Choose wisely. Choose strength. Choose to stop wasting time on what you can't change and start fighting for what you can. The battle ahead won't be easy. It never is. Don't fool yourself into thinking it will be. It's going to test you, push you, break you in ways you never imagined. But that's how you grow. That's how you become who you were meant to be, not by avoiding the struggle, but by facing it head-on and fighting through it. Stop waiting for life to be fair. Stop asking why this happened to you, why you had to suffer, why things didn't go your way. Fairness is a lie, a bedtime story meant to keep people comfortable. The world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't hand out justice or mercy. It just is. And if you waste your time waiting for fairness, you'll be waiting forever. If you want something, Take it. No one's going to hand it to you. No one's going to notice you just standing there, wishing and hoping. The world doesn't reward thoughts, it rewards action. You can have all the good intentions in the world, but if you don't move, if you don't take that first step, none of it matters. Your dreams, your plans, they die where they started, stuck inside your head. It's time to stop mourning the past. Stop clinging to what could have been. The future is what matters, and it's in your hands. But only if you stop letting yesterday weigh you down. Look at your hands. They're empty, aren't they? Good. That means they're ready to hold something new. But you can't grab onto the future if you're still clinging to the shattered pieces of the past. Think about it. Think about how much energy you've wasted crying over things you can't change. All that effort, all that time, you could have been building something new, moving forward. Instead, you sat in the ashes, hoping for a miracle to fix what's broken. There are no miracles. There's only effort. There's only the fight, so fight. Fight for what's ahead. Fight for what you deserve, not for what you lost. Because what's lost is never coming back. It the way you want it to be written. No more waiting, no more wishing, no more replaying the past like it's going to change the outcome. It won't. It's over. It's out of your hands, but what isn't out of your hands is the future. That's still yours. That's still unwritten. The more you keep staring at what's gone, the more you lose sight of what's still in front of you. Don't let the past blind you. Don't let it chain you down. Break free, you are not weak. Stop telling yourself that lie. Stop believing the whispers of pain that try to convince you otherwise. You're still here, aren't you? Still breathing. Still standing, even if it's barely. That's not weakness. That's strength. That's resilience. You've made it this far, through every heartbreak, every failure, every moment that felt impossible. And yet, here you are. That alone proves you're stronger than you think. They might have counted you out. They might have laughed at your pain, turned their backs on you, written you off as nothing. Let them. Their opinions don't matter. Their approval isn't what you need. What you need is to believe in yourself, to look in the mirror and see someone worth fighting for. Because if you don't believe it, no one else will. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop convincing yourself that you need the right time, the right conditions, the right answers before you take action. There is no right time. The only time is now. The perfect moment is the one you decide to make for yourself. You don't need everything to be figured out. You don't need all the pieces in place. You just need to move. To act. To start, every second you spend hesitating is a second wasted. Every moment lost to doubt is a moment you will never get back. Time doesn't wait for you. It doesn't slow down while you try to sort through your regrets and fears. It keeps moving. And if you don't start moving with it, you're going to be left behind. You know you're capable of more than this. Deep down, you've always known. So stop pretending you're not. Stop acting like you're powerless. You're not. You have the strength. You have the will. You just have to use them. Stop crying over what you can't change. Start building what you can. It's not going to be easy. It never is. But nothing worth having ever comes easy. The hard things, the painful things, those are the ones that matter. They're the ones that shape you, mold you into the person you were meant to be, so embrace the struggle. Embrace the pain. Use it. Let it fuel you. No one ever promised this would be fair. No one said it would be kind, but that doesn't matter. What matters is what you do now, what matters is how you rise, so stop looking for fairness. Stop waiting for someone to make things right, make it right yourself, rise up. Take control. And don't look back, this is your life. Your fight, your story, so write it the way you want it to be told. 2. They don't deserve that power. They don't deserve a single second more of your time, your energy, your life. They've already taken enough. It's time to take it back. Stop looking for peace in places that only bring you pain. Stop waiting for an apology that will never come. Stop chasing explanations that won't change anything. The past is done. It's over. The only thing left to do is move forward. Not with regret. Not with sorrow, with action. With strength. With resilience, because the clock isn't stopping for you. Every second that passes is one you'll never get back. The world isn't pausing while you gather the courage to start again. It keeps turning, moving forward, indifferent to your pain, indifferent to your struggles, so why are you still sitting here, stuck in a loop, replaying what's already gone? What do you think you're going to find by dragging yourself through the same agony over and over again? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Regret is a parasite. It feeds on the life you still have left. It gnaws at your focus, your energy, your ability to move forward. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't heal you. It just sits there, growing heavier with every moment you waste dwelling on what you can't change. So how much longer are you going to let it live inside you? How much longer are you going to let it dictate your life? Pain doesn't disappear overnight. It doesn't just evaporate like some bad dream. But it changes. It evolves. And you decide what it becomes. It can be a chain that keeps you tied to the ground, or it can be steel you forge into a weapon, sharp enough to cut through the excuses, the fear, the doubt that keeps you stuck. But that choice is yours alone. No one can make it for you. No one can pull you out of this pit. No one can give you the strength to stand back up. That has to come from you, and you're not going to find salvation at the bottom of a bottle. You won't find it in self-pity, in empty promises, or in waiting for someone else to fix it for you. Salvation isn't given, it's earned. It's clawed out of the dirt with bloodied hands and a heart that refuses to quit. It's built, piece by painful piece, from the ruins of what you thought your life would be. Look around you. The world isn't kind. It isn't gentle. It's a cold, harsh place where only the ones who keep moving survive. Do you think the people who made it, who built something for themselves, didn't hurt? Do you think they didn't cry? Didn't feel broken? Didn't want to give up? They did, but they didn't stay there. They didn't let their pain become their identity. They didn't let their mistakes define them. They got up, they kept going, and so will you. So stop romanticizing closure. Stop waiting for that perfect moment when everything makes sense, when everything feels right. That moment doesn't exist. Life doesn't tie itself up neatly for you. The past doesn't offer you clean endings or easy answers. It leaves loose ends. Unfinished stories. Scars that may never fully fade, but you don't need closure to move forward. You don't need answers to let go. You just need the will to walk away. The people who hurt you, the situations that broke you, they're not your responsibility anymore, so stop carrying them with you. Stop letting their actions weigh you down. They've already taken enough from you. Don't let them take your future too, waiting for a miracle that isn't coming. Or are you going to stand up and take control? Because the truth is, no one is going to save you, not your friends. Not your family. Not some stranger with kind words. They can support you, sure. They can encourage you. But they can't do the work for you. They can't fight your battles. That's on you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start doing what needs to be done. You're not perfect. You never were, but guess what? neither is anyone else. Everyone stumbles. Everyone screws up. Everyone has moments where they feel lost, broken, or afraid. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't perfection, it's perseverance. It's the ability to get back up, to try again, to push forward even when it feels like the world is against you. Let me tell you something. Strength isn't about never feeling weak. It's not about being invincible. It's about what you do with the weakness, with the pain, with the heartbreak. It's about standing back up after you've been knocked down, no matter how many times it happens. That's real strength. And that's what you're capable of. You think you've hit rock bottom? Good. That's the foundation you can build on. You think there's nothing left? Perfect. That means there's nothing holding you back. Start fresh. Start over. But don't sit there waiting for someone to hand you the blueprint. Draw it yourself. Build your future with your own two hands, brick by bloody brick. You're not a victim. You're not just a passenger in your own life, you are the driver. The architect. The creator. Every choice you make, every action you take, it shapes your reality. So stop blaming the world for where you are. Stop pointing fingers at others for your pain. Take ownership. Take control, because no one else will do it for you. The scars you carry, they're not signs of weakness. They're proof that you survived. Proof that you faced the worst and lived to tell the tale. Wear them like armor. Let them remind you of your resilience, not your failure. Let them be the reason you keep pushing, not the excuse you use to give up. You've wasted enough time, enough energy, enough tears. It's time to stop, time to cut the cord, time to let go of the baggage that's been dragging you down. You don't need it. It's not helping you, it's dead weight. And you've been carrying it for far too long. The only way out is forward, not backward, not sideways, forward. And it's not going to be easy, it's going to hurt, it's going to challenge you. But every step you take, every inch you move forward, it'll get a little bit easier, not because the world gets kinder, but because you get stronger. So what's it going to be? Are you going to keep sitting here, waiting for something to change, or are you going to stand up? Take that first step, and start fighting for the life you deserve. Are you going to keep crying over what you can't change, or are you going to stand up, face the world, and take back control of your life? The choice is yours, and it's the only choice that matters. Move. Now.